Welcome back, racers, to our grid Let's Play, and today we are taking on the Sydney Sprint Cup in a V8 absolute monster. Now, I did think about going with the Falcon, and then the Chevy did pop into my brain as well, but then I thought, no, let's go true Aussie style and go with the Holden. So this car is it's an absolute bitch to handle, I'm not going to lie. We're going to talk about it in a little while, but it's a lot of power, and it's very, very oversteery. So here we go then. These are a couple of my warm-up laps, or my hot lap qualifiers, and it went wrong a lot. It just went really wrong, and I actually found myself getting kind of frustrated at the game. We've talked about it before, quite a while ago, that it doesn't really have any feedback in the game. So when a car starts to slide or oversteer, like you're going to see, well, there's no feedback through the controller. So whereas you might find the feedback indication to counter a slide, on this there isn't that. So all I've got to use is the visual aspects of a car starting to go round, and then I can start to counter it. But sometimes it's just not enough, and I found myself going around and around and around without any really indication of why I was doing so. But eventually we did manage to link up a lap, and it was a pretty good one at that. So this track is obviously new to me as well, as are many of the tracks in the game, and just driving them on, well, with different cars that I'm not used to is always a challenge. So nearly lose it there, but managed to gain it in. Purple sector, so we are in first place. Have to be very careful on the throttles. We come around that right hand corner, over the crest and into a fast chicane here. Down to fifth gear, getting on the power nice and early as we come over the crest. The car does want to turn as it gets light over the hill. Managing to keep it in sixth gear and flat down to the right-hander. Trying to brake while turning, so a little bit of trail braking, and managing not to go really wide on that corner because you can pick up penalties and invalidate your lap time. Nice throttle management coming through the last corner and all the way down the start-finish straight to the finish line. Trying to beat Doyle in first place there. What is our time going to be? 56.374, and that is good enough for second, and I let out a massive sigh of relief as we come across in second place. And looking in third place as well, Harper Wright, our teammate. So you could guess from the title of the video that she is going to play a big role in this video.
Hey, good luck. I'll keep you updated.
Thank you for keeping me updated, as Harper just taps me in the side. And it seems to be always my fault, and the spotter is so angry at me. Another problem with this game is this chase cam thing, where whenever a car is super close to your rear, the chase cam goes crazy and it really unsettles you driving the car. Mateus there is just going to pit maneuver us, and we're just going to spin around and go into 16th position, and that is how the race is going to end. So a fantastic start to a race, making two nemesis, and being spun round on turn number one, so that's always good. But we go again, starting in second once again, and hoping for a better start to this race. We've gone into the first corner in front of Harper this time, so hopefully she won't be an issue. But you see that little kind of camera change, very, very off-putting, especially when you're trying to drive around the corner. Showing herself just behind us once again and giving us a tap. Thank you, Harper, I appreciate it. Actually getting quite frustrated with her at this point, so I do actually want to change it, and the frustration is going to be shown here as we get a little tap there, and just go into the side of Harper, and I tried to take her out, but we come off worse. Every time I try to take someone out in this game, I always come off worse. It knows. But then again, I went, okay, let's try the cockpit view, and on the start-finish line, we didn't get too good a start, and we're going in a straight line. Harper literally just takes us out, swipes into the side of us and takes us out. What kind of teamwork is that? What kind of teamwork is that? Absolutely freaking ridiculous. She is gone. She is as good as gone after this tournament. Bring back Nick Whittle is what I say. Bring him back. But anyway, we didn't get a good start at all, and we're going to go into the back of Harper and probably get another net. Yep, there we go. We are the nemesis. Oh, shut up, spotter. You didn't see what she did the race before. But we are up into second position, and, well, making it through the first couple of corners, not dead, is a massive, massive positive for us. We come over that tricky chicane there, and it's going pretty well. I'm pretty happy with how the race is going. We're behind old Doyle in front of us, I did always seem to close up on this corner, but then obviously I just wasn't as fast as old Doyle in front of us. So I think this is how the race is going to end as we come into the start-finish straight to end out lap number 1. Nothing really changed over the next couple of laps, and on the final lap, lap 3 out of 3, we are going to come over the line in second position, which is okay because we can actually do something with that. This championship is 2 rounds, so if we get a first in the next race, that is going to seal us the championship. So there we go, race second, event second, team second, and we move on to the second race, and let's see what we can do around this one. Another technical track here in Sydney. Not really sure if it does suit a big old V8 car, but anyway, this is what we have to deal with. So a very tricky first section here as we climb up a hill around some sweeping S's. This left-hand corner here, have to be careful not to run too wide and gain yourself a penalty. 2 tight corners then. First is a hairpin left and then a little climb up a hill to another hairpin right. This one's a little bit more trickier as the camber does suggest the car is going to spin around if you do get on the power too soon, trying to get as close to the apex on the right and then the left as possible. We're not doing a good job. And then a kind of deceptive left-hand corner here. It's a lot tighter than you think. And then to get the best time, you really have to cut those last couple of corners there and make sure you get on the power as soon as possible as we climb up the hill to the start-finish line. What is it going to be? A 51.352, and I think that's around 4/10 faster than old Doyle before. So here we go, start of the race. Doyle is obviously our nemesis behind us, and looking forward to trying to get a first place, which will actually give us the lead. Even though that will tie us in points with Doyle, it will still be good. Up here though, Harper, once again, just sideswiping us. Once again, sideswiping us, so we have to go again. Obviously I finished out that race, but you know what, it's weird that the teammate is so aggressive, and it seems like she is more aggressive than the other drivers. I don't know why that is, but that's just how she races, I guess. She did have very high loyalty stats, but it's not been shown, lady. Obviously not loyal, as you want to take out your own teammates, but we have to just get on with it. We have a barrier between her with Doyle sitting in second. But I think that is going to be it for her. After this race, I think we're going to change her out, or for the next championship anyway. I can't be dealing with that extra pressure of a teammate who wants us dead. She may be fast, she may be getting us some good points and some credits, but I don't like her attitude, and that's not how we roll over here in Jev Racing. So coming around the first lap, in first position, and this is how it's going to stay till the end of the race, and that is going to round off a pretty frustrating championship actually. You know, we had the issues with the car, getting used to the way that the car drove and handled. Then we have the issues with the teammate trying to bash us off the time. It was a tough one. It took around 30 minutes, I would say, to get this one gold, but we did do it. Finished in first position, and the team finished in first as well. So, you know, I can't knock Harper getting points and leveling up to level 9 as well. So getting a couple of perks, but that is going to be us in first place for the tournament, and that is another gold trophy for us. I know I say this all the time, but I'm genuinely really enjoying trying to get gold on everything. Really, really looking forward to getting down to that touring car showdown over on the right. But we're going to jump into the classic mini trophy again around Havana, and we're jumping on the hot lap just to see how we do. Reasonably easy, these Mini Cooper races, they have been, as I talk like Yoda for some reason. But I feel a little bit more at home in these front-wheel drive cars rather than that big old V8 we were just in. But then again, that could be a credit to the game, so there is that massive gap between, you know, a big V8 car and a little front-wheel drive car, you know, and how they handle it's so different that you really have to change your driving style. But once again, these Mini Coopers are pretty easy. Well, they're a lot of fun to drive. You just got to make sure you get that entry angle right and not crash into the wall, James. Thank you. Great strats. Coming around the final corner then, there's a lot of runoff to the left, so you can just keep your foot in it without worrying too much about going into the wall. And that's going to be first place Nothing really happened in the race itself, not even any bumps or scratches on turn number 1. Coming through the final corner then, pretty considerable gap to player number 2, or Junasari, in second place, and we're going to win, and that's going to be the last of the mini cup. So that actually gave us a lot of experience, and we went up to level 10, which is pretty cool, hitting a nice milestone as we round out the video. So there we go, no more mini races, but I'm interested to see what the next invitational race is, and you will see that in the next video. So thank you so much for watching, liking and subscribing. I hope you're enjoying this grid let's play. Thank you to the channel members for doing what you do, and we'll see you in the next one.